Wagwan with the people in. The boy them out here talking about F the streets. 21 Savage got all the ATL boy them, everybody talking about F the streets. Bad Mikey reacting. Bad Mikey reacting. No, F you. No. F you. Now we're gonna have a good show for y'all today. You already know what it is, man. It's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B. Um, Bad Mikey takeover. You know what I'm saying? 21 Savage says F the streets and then backtracks. Mike Bad Mikey react. Sure. Y'all know what it is, man. What up, man? Yo, I couldn't. Yo, what up, Fat Cav? Yo, salute to Fat Cav in the building, man. What up? Yo, salute to everybody pulling up. XYZ 716 in the building. You already know, man. What up? Bucks, us never them in the building, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to UNT. Doing a lot of good things over there, Bucks. I'm watching your boy. I see you working. Yo, the streets got on fire. I've been holidaying, chilling with family. Rafael Ortega, salute. You already know. Salute to all the brothers and sisters behind the wall, man. I had to pop out, man. This is like my type of conversation right here. You know, this is what we talk over here on Hood Love TV. This is our kind of talk here. You know what I'm saying? After streets, we tapping in. You heard? Wrong Routers in the building. Make sure you go subscribe to Wrong Route. They got all the music you can use up out here. Mike Myers, what up? Yo, share the live, y'all. Share the live. Y'all know what it is, you heard? Yo, listen. They saying after streets. Bad Mikey was raised by the streets, bro. I had to pop out. I had to pop out for this one. This reaction right here, this is gonna be like, you know, I'll be having my little, rants and raves up here. You know what I'm saying? But this is probably gonna be a different perspective, man. And let me tell you something. Like I always tell y'all over here, Whole Love TV, a lot of the content y'all see on the internet, I don't tap in on everything because I'm not trying to oversaturate y'all with the same nonsense y'all hear every day. I'm not trying to do that. If I can't give y'all a unique perspective, a unique outlook on whatever topic that we speaking on, then I ain't gonna tap in. If I can't give you nothing, if somebody else say it, if I hear Zip say it, or Hassan Campbell, or Harlem Legend, or China, or whoever, Smitty, anybody can tap in and say anything. If I hear them give my perspective or position, I ain't gonna come up here with it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna waste y'all time. You know, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, supporting Hood Love. You know what I'm saying? Team Hood Love. You know what I mean? I support everybody that's down with Team Hood Love, you heard? I ain't gonna waste y'all time. I ain't gonna waste y'all minutes with a bunch of nonsense that we all posting on the internet that we all see. And then I give you a 10-minute of what the next dude just said. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing that. Yo, salute. Yo, Boston Cuba, what up? I ain't see you in a minute. Salute. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? So, 21 Savage comes out and says After Streets. He got an album popping. I don't know. Your happy holidays. You already know. Happy holidays, everybody in the building, man. Enjoy your holidays, man. Whatever y'all, whatever you choose, whatever, denomination, no matter what you're doing, man. Enjoy your holidays with family. You know what I'm saying? Try to tap in with the peoples, connect with family. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your holidays, man. I hope y'all suiting up. Y'all already started. You know what I'm saying? It's different, a lot of different religions. We all rep a lot of different religions. Straight up, man. But but like I was saying, 21 Savage comes out. He got a bunch of dudes with him. He got a bunch of dudes that follow him. And let me tell you something, man. Salute to 21 Savage. Don't get it twisted. I like 21 Savage, you heard? Um, we don't got the same views on everything, but I like homie. I like the work that he doing out here. I like all that. You know what I'm saying? Salute to 21 Savage, you heard? But when he came with that after streets energy, I seen a lot of dudes followed up. I seen a lot of dudes followed up. You already know, boss, to keep it working over here, you heard? So I seen a lot of dudes answer up. I seen a lot of dudes tap in and connect with 21 Savage. And a lot of these dudes really did bad. Just being honest. Y'all know what type of time I'm on. I ain't I ain't no rat hunter. I ain't chasing rats. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest, you heard? I ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Y'all done seen me expose stuff on the internet, expose dudes on the internet when dudes got out of line and I thought y'all needed to hear some of these dudes' rap sheets, then I gave them to y'all if I had them. You know what I'm saying? If I knew what was up, then I gave y'all the truth. I gave y'all what we knew in the hood. I gave y'all the real story, the real truth of these individuals, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. You see what I'm saying? This 21 Savage shit is a little bit different though. You know what I mean? Um, Let me get to this. Check it out. Here go a little video about 21 Savage. This is what he had to say. This is after. This is after 21 Savage got a backlash. This is what he has to say. And I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna give y'all my spell on it.
Fun. Fuck the street. I ain't supposed to say it like that. You shouldn't. I probably said save the streets. Yes. We gotta save the streets. We gotta get all the bullshit, all the crazy killer shit out of it, and put the love and the hustle back in the shit. Yeah, but bullshit come to the street. That is what that come to the street. But you just saying we ain't pushing that. Yeah, we ain't pushing it. We trying to stop it. We can't save everybody, but you know. Yeah, but save everybody. I ain't I ain't moving no goalposts and saying all rest y'all. We forget y'all and we.
Yo, listen, make sure y'all go subscribe to All Urban Central. You know what I'm saying? UPTV. That's what that is, right? No, that's not. But make sure y'all go subscribe to these channels. You know what I'm saying? Now, 21 Savage is saying he spoke wrong. In this video, he's saying that he spoke wrong. Right? Check it out. Check him out.
Ain't moving no goalposts and saying all rest y'all. We forget y'all and you y'all and. Nah. We ain't saying that. We hold it accountable and then we let them go on with their life. What you mean? I ain't say that. I said that. That's what it looking like. For real? Yeah. We gotta get big in here. Big said, "Hold on, what y'all?" I said, "I ain't know that."
Oh Lord. Yo, check it out. Now look. So what happened is when 21 Savage said F the streets, with everything that's going on right now in the hip hop industry and in Atlanta, with all them dudes down there that told, just being honest, just giving you the facts of these dudes, what they did. All them rappers that told down there. 21 Savage, when he said F the streets, because I respect 21 Savage. for trying to get his hood back together, get his community, get ATL. That's his hood. So dudes did bad. He know a lot. All right, let me say it like this, right? So y'all can understand this. You're 21 Savage is a solid individual. Um, we got a lot of people in common. I'm gonna say me and 21 Savage, we know a lot of the same people. You see what I'm saying? So my perspective of him is a little bit different from probably the average person on the internet because they're not privy to these conversations that I sometimes get. Um, I'm not gonna really go into those conversations or those connections because it's really personal. It's not for the internet. But I'm not gonna speak on that. But 21 Savage is a solid individual, from what I know. 21 Savage is a solid dude, right? And he misspoke. As a writer, I write books. I had to be, I had to understand authors and the message they were trying to convey. I understand when 21 Savage first said after streets, he didn't mean it from the perspective like, and he confirmed that with this video afterwards when he's saying, like, yo, listen, nah, we not, y'all can live over there. Y'all did bad. Y'all did whatever y'all did. Go over there with your family. You could live. I'm not saying after streets because of them, because that's what it seemed like. It seemed like he was saying after streets at the beginning because he was supporting all those dudes in Atlanta that told. Like, all right, we effing the street. But obviously he's not on that. He's trying to get his hood together. That's good. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your peoples together, getting dudes in a line and making sure everybody's on the same page. No matter what they did. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Scott Swizzy, what up? Salute. Salute everybody pulling up. And from a dude from his perspective, he a big deal down there in Atlanta. Son is a big deal. I don't know if y'all understand that or not, how much of a big deal that son is, not just in the rap industry, but how much of a big deal that son is in Atlanta. How big like 21 Savage really is in Atlanta. Like y'all be hearing him squashing beefs and in the middle of a lot of stuff. His name be out there in the middle of a lot of stuff. Because he a solid individual and dudes got a lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Um, how do I feel about the after streets? This is how I feel about the after streets movement that happened. Um, I understood from his perspective where he was coming from with after streets. Where I come from, who I am, my knowledge of black people in our culture, I could never say after streets. And really I'm a square. I work. I'm not, I'm not doing any crime. I'm not doing any violence. Um, I don't sell drugs. I don't do any of that type of stuff. I don't rob people. Um, I'm not assaulting people. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just being honest. I work a job. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm making money. I'm living good with my wife. We live a good life. I make great money. Um, but I still wouldn't say after streets because what y'all gotta understand, what y'all have to understand about black culture is that we are the streets. Remember when the Locks came in with that album, We Are the Streets? Black culture is inseparable from the streets. There's no way that we can get away from being a part of the streets. And I'm not saying, see, when he came back, because sometimes we misspeak. Sometimes we misspeak. So when 21 Savage came back and made sure that it's clear about the meaning, if he's saying fuck the criminal aspect of the streets, then I can respect that. I can respect that because y'all getting legitimate millions. Y'all not getting, I mean, I don't really know everybody's business, but y'all getting legitimate millions. Y'all not getting no legal money. Y'all not getting no street money. Y'all not. Y'all getting legitimate record money. Y'all, you know, y'all making y'all money. Y'all doing y'all shows. So like, I understand where 21 Savage was coming from. Like, yo, we getting this money and this street shit is destroying us. And he's correct about that. He's not wrong. 21 Savage is not wrong about that. The streets is destroying all of us. The streets destroyed all of our friends. They killed all 7, 8, 10 of my friends didn't make it out of their teens because of the streets. And us choosing street life. Now, when I say I don't say F the streets now, I don't say F the streets because when I think about the streets, my family was out there in the streets with me. They weren't criminals. I got a bunch of friends that never committed crimes, but they were in the streets with me, doing one thing or other. Might be going to a club, might be on a block with me, might be at a block party, might be, you know what I'm saying? Might be in a whip, we just chilling, cutting corners, cutting corners. You know how it go in the hood? That's the street. This is the streets, bro. So when y'all hearing that, they not understanding these people on the internet, they not articulate enough to explain to you. And 21 Savage, I think did a good job when he came back. But you can never say after streets because we all came from the streets. We raised by the streets. And I'm not saying everything that we learned was good from the streets, but we learned the things that we needed to learn to survive while we were in the streets. Now, if you kept running with those things, not maturing from that stuff that we learned in the streets as adolescents, as kids, because a lot of us we went to the streets as kids, turned adults while we were in the streets. Some of us matured, changed our life. Some of us took street shit to the next level. Big time gangsters, big time drug dealers, big time gang bangers. You see what I'm saying? Big time hustlers, and they turned it into a lifestyle. Somebody hit them with the knowledge. Somebody gave them the knowledge on how to make a few dollars. That wasn't a lifetime thing. That was for a shorty to get fly, to put a couple dollars in your pocket, to feed yourself while you out here. A lot of that stuff was supposed to be just let go. A lot of that stuff was supposed to be, I'm 16 or 17, I'm in high school, I don't got too much, I'm out here, I don't got no job, I'm learning the ropes, I'm learning everything, and I'm gonna get a couple dollars, I'm gonna move on with my life. A lot of us got stuck into that shit. They gave us the music, the backdrop. They gave us the music, the backdrop, so we could feel comfortable. So we can feel comfortable and like it's all right to do all this crazy shit, catch these cases, go there like it's regular shit, and do 25, 10 years, 12, 5. You know, we be in prison and dudes is telling us, yo, I could do more time while they in jail. They ain't even get home yet. Yo, I got another 5 in me. This is what the streets will do to you. The streets will make your mind, it'll manipulate you. The streets will brainwash you to making you think that everything that you stream in the streets is official and everything else is bad. Yo, Tiny Let Loose, West Coast in the building. You already know, man. We Nation, man. G'd up Quinn, salute. Smitty, salute. You already know. Hyde Park is in here. LA is in the building, man. West Side, man. Neighborhood is in the building, man. But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like we come accustomed, we become accustomed to the shortcomings in life. To the point where, they backfired the culture on us. Where if you smart, if you a nerd, you a buster. If you got any kind of education, if you going to school, if you're doing anything that's right, then to the streets is probably bad. I done had dudes, on the internet. Yo, Fuquan, what up? Yo, I done had dudes on the internet talking about, yeah, that dude is a nerd. Mikey B, he write books. How you gonna talk down about me for writing books? Are you serious? I done seen dudes on the internet say that about me. Like, yo, yeah, son be writing books and stuff. Son is a weirdo. You a idiot. Anything the worst stuff, any L, anything that you can lose with is associated with street life now. Jail dudes is losers, bro. They try to tag that on you and call you a jail dude. What they really calling you is a loser. Yeah, that's a jail dude. Whenever they hit you with that, it's all kind of dudes out here getting money. It's all kind of people out here that did time. They not calling 50 Cent a jail dude. 50 Cent been in prison. 50 Cent is out here getting big money. They're not calling him no jail dude. That's only gonna stick with people that they trying to use to tag your character and hold you down. But all those things are a part of street life. Our music, our culture, barbecues, speakeasies. When you hear about all that stuff, that's all street culture. That's all a part of street culture. This is our culture. So when I hear that on the internet, when I hear that on the internet after streets, and let me tell you something, a lot of them dudes that was saying not 21 Savage, but a lot of those dudes that said after streets following 21 Savage, they only saying after streets now because they did bad. They don't got the backing of the streets no more. They violated all the codes of the streets. So really, what we hearing now with this after streets movement, what we really hearing now is the echo from the Raptors. From the Raptors, what we hearing now, yo Tavon, yo salute, rise up, you already know. What we hearing now from the Raptors is the rap game saying what the streets is saying. The streets is saying after streets. And let me tell you how the streets is saying that. Yo, hit the like button. There's 100 in the building. It's 25 likes. Come on, man. Get us in the algorithm. Stop it. This is great content. You're not hearing this nowhere else. While the streets is saying at the streets, and why 21 Savage would stay at the streets, because he clearly see the OGs saying F the rules of the streets. Put a one in the chat if these dudes, put a two if they don't. If they off, if these dudes, and I'm talking about the big dudes, the steppers in the game, the shot callers, the OGs, the heavy hitters, that those guys are not respecting the streets no more. They are not respecting the rules or the codes of the street. It's clear to see that from who they spar with, who they stepping with, who they working with, and who they dealing with. It's clear to see that they not following the rules of the street. So really, only thing that 21 Savage is doing is echoing the sentiment that he sees coming from the street dudes. These real street dudes don't care about nothing but money, bro. We in a money generation, bro. And I'm not saying some of these dudes is not trying to clear out path for Gunna. Gunna is the only Gunna is getting the most money in hip hop right now from ATL. They trying to smooth it out with Gunna. They trying to smooth it out with Gunna so they can get money. The bag is messed up, bro. They messed the whole bag up, bro. You, you be in your whip, I be bumping. I'll be like, oh, this is fire. What's this right here? Hold on. They be like, Gunna. I'll be like, oh, again. Gunna making good music. Gunna's making fire music, bro. Them dudes can't sell records. They like, hold up, we gotta switch this whole shit up. Y'all done messed this whole bag up. We gonna go broke. They know they going broke right now. If they don't get that ATL shit together, they about to be broke. It's about to be nasty down there. Hey yo, listen. Gunna is running shit. If he told, if y'all think he told, if y'all think he didn't tell, no matter what, Son is still making hits. He's still doing numbers on the charts, and they not eating off him. They want to be his friend again, yo. They want to be Gunna friend again, yo. I'm telling you, that is no, that is no cap. That's no cap. None of that. They want to be Gunna friend again, yo. They want to be Gunna friend again. They trying to be Gunna friend. They trying to be Gunna friend. Yo, you right. You right about that, Tavon. Right, right. Tiny let loose. That's right. So, but what I'm saying is this: 21 Savage and these dudes in the industry are echoing what the streets always feel. The streets is already saying F the streets. In that video, 21 Savage says, I want y'all to hear this. He says, dudes is giving a man's passes. Right? Yo, check it out. Hey, listen to this video. Check this out. Check this out.
Yeah, we gotta stay in the streets, for real. Been through too much, for real shit. That shit be having a nigga head. Seen too much shit. Thanks. You always right about that. I just leave that shit alone. I just feel like, goddamn, everybody ain't gonna understand everything, but shit. They gonna see our actions though, because actions speak louder than words. Yeah, so basically, you saying like real shit. They gonna be like, oh nah, they dead ass serious. Like, we ain't playing. This shit coming from our heart. Facts. Say the street. You can make a wrong right. You can't never make right wrong. I don't care what you say. This shit from my heart, so I don't care what you say. I don't feel. I hear people's opinions and shit, but maybe I said it wrong. But from what they saying, you know what I'm saying. If you a street, you know what I'm saying. But from what they saying, their opinions and shit, you agree with their opinion. What you get? Like, hell no, 21, we ain't moving to go over these. We ain't forgiving you for telling and all that. Hell no. You moving the goalposts or you ain't? Nah, I ain't moving the goalpost. I'm saying do that in the streets though. They acting like I don't move the goalposts for their partners though. Do that. And we need to just admit that. And if you told, you told, and then we keep going. Like, all right, you could be over there, we over here. We don't gotta have no problem. I ain't saying, hey, let's all no, that's what I'm saying. No, no. Well, it sure hell do look like it.
Now look, he's saying dudes is moving the goalposts. He's saying they not supporting the rats. Y'all over there, we over here. Homie saying it look like you moving the goalposts. Like you giving these dudes, this is man. Yo, New York Nikki baby, salute. You already know. Yo, GT, yo, the real GT, salute. Yo, appreciate you, sis, for pulling up. You already know. Happy holidays. Happy holidays, everybody in the building, man. I hope y'all getting ready. Join these holidays with family. You already know what it is, man. Hood Love TV, man. It's 105 in the building, 33 likes. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Get the likes up. Check it out. He's saying dudes move the goalpost for their partners. He know what's going on. He tapped into the streets. He know, all of us got people around us that might have did bad that we love or we got around, and that's how the streets is. I'm just being honest. And that's what he's saying. Dudes move the goalposts for their partners. And that's what he's seeing with them, everybody in ATL. Everybody, everybody, they going for their mans regardless of what, if they told or not. Let me ask you a question. Let me put this in the chat because this is something that I want to ask y'all as a community that's like it's 121 in this building. If your family or your friend told, would you still love and respect them? Put a one in the chat if you still gonna ride with your family or your friend that you know did bad, or put a two in the chat if they a dub. You ain't jacking them. Put a two in the chat. Put a two in the chat if it's a dub. Put a one in the chat if your family they do bad. You still gonna love them. You still gonna support them. Put a two in the chat if they a dub. Family, friend, whatever. Put a two in the chat if they in a dub. Fat Cat first two. Fat Cat said they a dub. It is what it is. To each his own. I mean, to each his own. I can't, tell nobody else how to feel or how to move. Tavon said love, but can't respect or look at them the same too. Tavon Miller got a two up there. What's up? Give me a one or a two. What y'all think? A one or a two? What y'all think? A one or a two? If your family or friends told, are you gonna move the goalposts? Put a one. That's family. I'ma love them anyway. If they not, if they a dub, put a two. Put a one. If you gonna ride for them, you gonna still hold them down. You gonna still love them because they family. Put a two. If they a dub, listen, you got to go that way, Unc. You did bad. It's over. A buck's 22. Yo, Tavon said, especially depends on the situation they told on. um, Tiny Let Loose said, I got a relative from Inglewood family, a place I can't don't go, who told one dead homie, who told on a homie. I don't treat him no different. One. I mean, I respect it, to each his own. You can't, you know, to each his own. To each his own. You know what I'm saying? We all out here, we all living, we on our time, and you know what I'm saying? Yo, Mike Myers said too, I go hard, no Diddy. Tripping. I mean, it is what it is, yo. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, do I believe it depends on the situation? I believe it. I agree that it depends on the situation, but I also believe that it depends on the lifestyle of the person. Like, if they're not a street person, if the streets person is one thing. If they're not a street person, I don't even care. If they're my family and they're a civilian and y'all out here doing shit to civilians and they tell on your ass, then that's what civilians do. They're gonna tell on you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave civilians alone. Leave civilians alone. You know what they're gonna do, y'all. You said two of family tell on me. XYZ said two of family tell on me. What if they tell on somebody else? Tavon Miller said, I can love you as family, but you got to get away from me. Like said, depends on the situation. Yeah, 100, 100. Like, if it was a female, I don't care about certain stuff. It's like, if it's women or kids or anything like that, I don't care. I don't care. Y'all do something to a civilian and they tell on y'all, I don't care about that. Because if I did something to a civilian, they told on me, I would feel the same way. I'm just being honest. I'm not going to be so mad at a civilian. That's what they're going to do. Civilians, kids that grow up in my family, we told them if something happened, call 911. That's what you mean. Y'all don't teach y'all kids that no more. I'm just being honest. Do y'all teach y'all kids? Put a one in the chat if you teach your kids to call 911. Put a two in the chat if you don't. 911 is a dub. We're not doing that here. We're not doing that in this thing. We're not calling 911. Yo, Brooklyn Crook. Then me too. You're a Brooklyn Crook. Yo, you funny. You funny, Tavon Miller. Yo, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, yo. Yo, it's nasty. It's nasty out here in these streets, bro. But when y'all hear that shit on the internet, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Dude just is moving a little podcast or moving their numbers with their records and stuff. They up here saying stuff. But I'm glad 21 Savage opened up this conversation. Now I want a joke. No, Boston, Cuba. No, no, and no. I mean, I ain't doing no crime, so I ain't got to worry about telling on no friends. When I was in the streets and I was doing stuff, I wasn't telling on my friends. My rap sheet is my rap sheet. Just being honest, you heard? My paperwork been up here on the internet. I don't, when I was in the streets, I was an idiot and I followed all the rules. I was a fool and I followed all the rules, you heard? When I was in the streets, I was a fool. I'm not gonna say I'm saying I was a fool because I was a dumb kid. I wasn't a fool for following the rules of the streets because if those, I mean, I'm not doing the things that I used to do, but if those situations still came up again, I wouldn't tell on my friends again. It's just me. I wouldn't tell on my friends. I wouldn't try to lessen my time to get my friends more time for a crime that I know we committed together. I would just take my time. Whatever time I get, I just take my time. I wouldn't intentionally try to throw my friends under the bus so they can get more time and I can get less time. I just never went out like that. You know what I'm saying? I just did my time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I did, I manned up to it and I did my time. You know what I'm saying? And I did a lot of time. I did a lot of time, you know. I don't regret it, you know what I'm saying? I made my decision to do wrong things, and I had to pay for that. That's that. And I paid for it. I did my time, I came out a better man, and I'm moving on with my life. But like I said, I'm not doing none of the shit that I used to do, because I would have been in jail. Yeah, I've been home almost 5 years right now. You're about a week. About a week will make 5 years I've been home. You're a week will make 5 years. You're about a week, about 10 days. I've been home 5 years. If I was still doing the shit I used to do, I wouldn't have been home 6 months. You heard? They would have been on my body. They would have been on my body. You heard? Nah, Tavon Miller, jail definitely saved my life. Yo, Eric, what up? Eric Kuma in the building. Make sure you go subscribe to my brother Eric. Yo, Boston Cuba, you funny. Yo, XYZ, jail is definitely an extension of the streets. Jail is definitely an extension of the streets. What? They going by all the street rules. All the street rules. Listen, all the street rules is being pushed in prison. So If you think you going, yo, Mike Myers, you already know, you heard 718. Yo, listen, jail is an extension of the streets. So don't get me wrong. It's all kind of bad, nasty characters in there that did bad things that everybody knows about. That didn't. Sometimes dudes is getting with them. Sometimes dudes don't. Sometimes dudes let them ride. I'm just saying, just the politics of prison. But in prison, that is all street time. There, that is all street time. You heard? That is all street time in prison. Buck said the street rules are made in prison. Not necessarily. I mean, if you down with gangs and certain stuff like that, but the street rules been laid down. That shit is old school. That shit been laid down. And let me tell you something. I don't want to miss this part before I get up this live. All of this snitch stuff in our culture, and when I say our culture, I mean black culture. All of this snitch stuff comes from slavery. Put a one in the chat if you know and understand that all of this snitch stuff comes from slavery. Put a two if you ain't know. Put a one in the chat if you know all of this snitch stuff comes from slavery. A two if you didn't know that. All of this comes from slavery, bro. House niggas, field niggas. Why you think? Why you think the sister was rolling with that pistol? What sister am I talking about? What sister took all of those people through the Underground Railroad and kept? She escaped. She was a slave. She escaped, and she kept coming back and freeing more and more slaves. But she always had a revolver on her. She always had a gun on her in case you try to turn back and give up the Underground Railroad. Say that again for us, XYZ. Miss Tubman. Miss Harriet Tubman. Miss Harriet Tubman, escaped. She was a slave. She escaped from slavery through the Underground Railroad, and she came back time and time and time again to free more slaves. And when she made these missions, when she made these trips back from the north, because she was in New York, she was in Auburn, she was in Canada, she came up here to the north. When she went back to the south, she went back to the south with her gun. She went back to the south with her gun for snitches. Harriet Tubman was armed just in case you tried to tell on her and blow up the Underground Railroad. She was not gonna let that happen. All of this shit come from snitches, house nigga versus field nigga. Um, Nat Turner, who turned him in? Snitches. Slave black snitches turned Nat Turner in. When he did the revert, Nat Turner was turned in by the same thing. That's in America. Toussaint. You hear Toussaint in Haiti that freed Haiti, which was called Hispaniola at that time. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Might be mangling it. But the whole island, the Dominican Republic in Haiti, was called Hispaniola at that time. And when the French, when Napoleon Bonaparte, when they invaded France, when the slaves revolted, when Toussaint led that slave revolt in Haiti, he also had people that went against him. They say in the history is saying the mulattoes, half white, half black, rolled with the French against the slaves, against Toussaint Overture. Right? Right. Spaniards and the French, right. They tell you that the mulattoes as a group went against Toussaint Bookman in a slave revolt of Hispaniola of Haiti. But that's cat. Them them mulattoes was rats. What you see right now in America, I've been telling y'all this shit for months. The rappers and the rats are like dissing that music shit. The rats got the money. These dudes is chasing the money. I keep telling y'all that shit. They're gonna always pave the way and try to make it easy for the rats. That's the it's gotta be an argument. It gotta, let me tell you something. Salute to Al Bial. I seen Al Bial go against the whole fuck the streets movement. Cause they see them dudes in the industry understand that it's gonna be real dudes versus fake dudes. At the end of the day, no matter how, no matter what y'all think, no matter what y'all feel, at the end of the day, this shit is real versus fake, regardless. At the end of the day, this shit is real versus fake. It's good versus bad. It's solid. It's sturdy. It's solid versus not solid. That's what y'all see right now going on, bro. That shit gonna get bigger. That shit gonna get worse, bro. We just seeing the tip of the iceberg of this shit, bro. You got all these dudes that did bad running around with all the money, while all these dudes that put in the work ain't got none. How the fuck that happened? How y'all dudes do that shit? Bunch of bozo dudes out here broken these streets. All the dudes that did bad, all that work y'all put in, everything y'all did in prison, everything y'all did in the street, it don't mean shit because you answering up to a rat. Your big homie is a rat. What you talking to me about? Them rappers told. All them rappers told. Everybody know that. The feds is blowing that up. The state is blowing that up. All these rappers told, bro. Push that gangster shit on our communities. Talk that tough shit. Ain't bust nothing, never. It's a few. It's a few rappers that stood on the streets and kept it solid. Just gave K Flock 30 years. Chef G and them just went up top for something light. And they showed the videos. They was really on their time. And I'm just being honest. I'm just talking about what I seen on the internet. They took their time. Real dudes that was holding it down. They took their time. Only dudes that's in that game winning is the dudes that told. You check the history of these dudes, bro. If they winning, it's a small percent of people in that industry that's not no dang tell, bro. It's a small percentage of people, and I'm not talking about the civilians, the white people, black, Spanish, or whatever, came out of college, making music, was a musical genius since they was a kid. I'm not talking about them. I don't even care about them in this conversation that we having right now. I don't even care about them because they ain't pushing street culture. They not acting like they a gangster. They not acting like they a big time hustler. They ain't acting like they a big time gunner. I'm just being honest. They ain't acting like they the ones acting like when they get in the precinct, they saying, "Where my lawyer?" They got the biggest money out here. They supposed to have the best lawyers. They shouldn't. We should never hear. That's how you know these dudes is really no good. You got the best lawyers to fight shit, and y'all told. Y'all got the best lawyers. Them cases was garbage. and y'all still went out bad. That mean it was just in them to go out bad. They just no good. They just, no good for the street culture. Obviously not a part of the culture. Obviously not a part of the culture. That's why it's so easy to say fuck the culture. That's why it's so easy to say fuck the culture. That's why it's so easy to say fuck your people that's out there in the street that still gotta live and eat and go to food pantries and be in the hood and be around. That's why it's so easy to say F them. Because really in your mind and in your heart, you been said fuck the streets. You been said fuck the streets when you told the police. When you went in there and told them, listen, don't tell nobody. I'm gonna give you all the information. Just keep it a secret. Just keep it between us. When you went up there and told them that, you said fuck the streets then. Soon as you made that statement meant fuck the streets, you heard? You didn't gotta, you don't gotta come to the internet and tell us fuck the streets now. Cause you said fuck the streets once you signed that paper and you told on your partners. You said fuck the streets then. Next money, what up? In the cop car, you heard, Bucks? In the cop car. Bro, they got the best lawyers that money could buy, bro. They got the best lawyers that money could buy, bro. Young Thug and them dudes ain't even have no body. They even have a murder, I don't even think. They even have a murder. They had some state Ricos. Bro, that's why I'm trying to tell y'all. This is a bigger cultural implication. When they telling you fuck the streets, they saying fuck your family. They saying fuck. We all got people that live in the trenches. We all got friends. Even if we make it out, we still got family that's in the streets. Even if they're not doing crime, they might live hood adjacent. You live in a good neighborhood, but the hood is like 3 blocks up. Might be a projects. 5 blocks up might be a hood. Hood adjacent. You got family that live in the hood. You got family in the streets. Even if they not, see, where Young Thug messed up at when he first, excuse me, where 21 Savage messed up at when he first said F the streets, he didn't come with a clear, he didn't come with a clear of what he was talking about. Everybody know 21 Savage is a street dude. For him to say F the streets, it's like you turning your back on everything you promoted. Like I'm hearing dudes, Boosie, he spoke against it. He like, yo, don't play no more street music then. Don't make money on your catalog off street music. Hip hop, black culture, and street culture is inseparable. Understand that. It's three different things. Black culture has an element. Black culture created hip hop. Black culture did not create street culture in America. We adapted that from the mob. We adapted that from the criminals, from the Italians, from the Dutch, from the Polish gangsters. We adapted street life from them. We adapted gang life from them. This is not our culture. This is something that we adapted in America when we came to the North. When we came to the northern states, when black people came to we wasn't in no gangs in the South. What? Name them. We was getting lynched in the South. We was running for our lives in the South. We came to the North and adapted all its different cultures and assimilated into European culture. We assimilated into European culture when we came north. That's why Malcolm X's, um, the NOI, they say separate but equal. They wanted to stay separate with black people, but everybody being equal. Ma- Martin Luther King, he pushed assimilation. He pushed, he pushed for us to unite and become a part of the European system in America, bro. We had a breakout part that was saying, yo, we want to stay in our own black communities amongst our own black people. They pushed assimilation and they made us all. And once we we became a part of all their games. Once we did that shit, we took up all their gangs. All this shit is their culture, bro. None of this shit is our culture, bro. Yo, I Crook appreciate you for the 10 spot. Right. I Crook said I could never say F the streets. Too many lessons learned and survived. But I will say F those who won't leave them. It provided a way out. Right, right. Everybody can't go. That's right. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm with that. I agree with that. You know, God bless me with wisdom. I try to stay humble, um, and give, the glory to the most high. Everybody's not like me. Everybody can't come out here and make a way, make money, live a good life just off their wits, just off their skills. Everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't make a life. Everybody don't got the skills or the wits of that. I done bumped into a lot of brothers I was in prison with. And they told me that they felt it like, yo, everybody just can't get to it like you do. Can't, everybody don't got those skills. So that's a blessing for us that got those skills. You know what I'm saying? That's, the most high, shine a light on us. Because I know friends that lost their mind in prison. I know friends that lost their lives, like they lost their lives in prison, that took their own lives in prison. I know friends, my own people that I grew up with, that took their life in prison with less time than I did. You see what I'm saying? So for y'all to understand that this whole, this whole, this whole conversation is that, let me tell you something. It has been a lot of great conversations on this internet in the last few months. The Drop Your Flag Challenge, F the Streets, these are great conversations. Don't get it twisted. I appreciate 21 Savage for opening up this dialect on social media because now everybody has to show you where they stand. Now you get to see the intentions behind these people's actions. Now you seeing all intentions. Find out where your rapper stands at. I want to know where all these rappers stand. I've been seeing a lot of rappers coming out, a lot of different people speaking on this right now, and giving a perspective on. And I see a lot of people saying, "Not at the streets." You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would think Like people to be on board with F the streets. Everybody. I seen a lot of bloggers, a lot of YouTubers go against that. I ain't gonna lie, 21 Savage got a lot of backlash over that. That might can hurt. Like we all got pivotal moves in our lives that like make us or break us. You know, homie got a strong character. 21 Savage got a very strong character. He has a very strong image, and his rep is phenomenal down there as far as him being a solid individual, him being a stand-up man. I'm just being honest. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people respect 21 Savage. He lost a lot of people with this, the way he came out, and the way all of those dudes that did bad jumped on the bandwagon, and it's like he's riding with them. And I respect the fact that he pulled his community together because as leaders, and 21 Savage is a leader, no matter what you feel or what you think, homie is a leader. He getting money and we put in these positions, but son is a leader. And he's showing that. And you know, he makes mistakes. Leaders make mistakes, but son is a leader. Homie is a leader. Don't get it twisted and don't think that he is not a leader. 21 Savage is a leader, right? But he know not being clear on this subject got him looking bad. Got him looking like he is a supporter. Got him looking like he is a supporter of all those dudes that did bad. That's why he had to backtrack and make this statement. I'm not supporting those guys. I didn't mean that. They took it the wrong way. I believe that. I believe, you know, he was saying after streets. Um, I feel the same way to a certain perspective. Tavon said 6ix9ine got happy. I feel the same way to a certain perspective. I lost about 7 to 10 friends in the streets. 7 to 10 friends of my childhood friends in the childhood years. Like 17, 16, 18, 19. Everybody was getting killed like around that age. So F the streets for my friends. You know, if I can get my friends back, I would say that. Of course I want my friends over the streets. Right? Time I did in prison away from my family. Lost my elders while I was in prison. I wasn't there to bury my elders. F the streets for my elders. You know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just I'm saying F the streets because, you know, I'm doing bad. Now I'm on the other side and, you know, I did bad. So now I'm like F the streets. You wasn't saying that in your raps all these years when you was making all these millions, when you was making this money. Everything was good, you heard? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Tay Bar Miller? So from that perspective, taking my childhood friends, locking my friends away, you know, missing pivotal moments in the lives of my family members, in the lives of my friends, very important to me. Even though I missed it, you know, I wasn't there and I might have wrote letters and did what I could at the time, it was still hurtful that I couldn't be there for it. That I couldn't be there to witness these, you know, marriages or, you know, funerals and birthdays and, you know, all the little things, the holidays and, you know, you want to be around for. The streets took that from me. The streets took that. I was never able to get that because I was never able to be that person to graduate from high school. I mean, I graduated from high school in prison. You know, I got my GED and I went to college in prison, but I never walked on a stage. All these things are things that were taken from me by the streets. You know what I'm saying? Um, Yo, what up, G Unit in here? What up? Southside. Hey, yo, look. Nah, yo, that's a good question, XYZ. It said, Mikey B, all the time you did and what you've been through, did you ever think you was going to make it? Make it home? You talking about XYZ or make it in the streets? Or like, what you mean? Make it home or make it in the streets? What you mean, XYZ? Was I gonna make it home or was I gonna make it to the street? Cause nah, yo, listen, until I made it home, I didn't think I was gonna make it home. Until I actually came home when they gave me the date, I was surprised. I made my seventh parole. I got hit 7 times, bro. I got hit at the board 7 times. I did I did 13 extra years in prison. I could have been home in 2009. I came home in 2021. They hit me from 2009 all the way to 2021. Extra time, you heard? 13 extra years, you heard? And yo, I told y'all, I be laughing about stuff in my life. That's just how I am. It's not like I don't take stuff for a joke. I don't think it's funny. It's just how I am. You heard? It's like amazing. I did 13 extra years, bro. I could have came home in 2009. I came home in 2021. Nah, yo, one of my friends, yo, salute to Gio, man. Gio just had his birthday and stuff, you heard? Salute to my brother Gio. So when I came home, Gio and a bunch of my day ones, they pulled up on me in a sprinter. You know what I'm saying? When I first came home, they pulled up on me in a sprinter. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see if I can get y'all a picture. My son was like, yo, he was like, yo, God, I ain't think you was gonna ever make it out here, God. I ain't think you was never making it home, God. Yo, I Crook appreciate you. What yo, well, I Crook got to say, the way out the streets, right? Not come with a Rolls Royce, fat gold chain, or parties. It come with a wife, some kids, some old age, a quiet life, something to think about. You right about that. You right about that. Yo, Aunt Crook, you ain't tell no lie on that, Aunt Crook. Is not come with a Rolls Royce, right? A fat gold chain and parties. I be just chilling, bro. I be chilling with wifey. You know what I'm saying? I be in the crib, working, doing what I gotta do, taking care of my bills, taking care of my business, you heard? But yeah, man, it's like my man George, he was like, yo, God, I ain't never think you was coming home. I was what I was a total fool in the street, bro. If I'm lying to you, I'm telling you some. I was a total fool in them streets, bro, you heard? Total fool, you heard? And I try to use that, in a real way, but I was a total idiot, bro. No, no pun, no, I was a fool. I did a lot of stuff, a lot of dumb stuff out there in them streets, you heard? A lot of idiot shit. Bunch of idiot stuff. And like I said, I'm surprised. I ain't surprised because I changed my life and I was working and doing what I needed to do. So I'm not surprised. But that shit was different, you heard? And my boy Fat Kev out here. Yo, look, yo, Fat Kev, you still here? Remember this Fat Kev? We eat, still eating, beloved. Still eating, beloved. That was nasty. Get another video. Got my boy Fat Kev out here. We eat. Yo, Fat Kev, you still here? Beloved. Still eating, beloved. Yo, me and Fat Kev was all through nasty. Get another video. Yo, me and Fat Kev, it's me and Fat Kev in front of the Coliseum. Yo, look at me and Fat Kev in Queens. Yo, we was on the Coliseum block chilling. Yo, right, just Eric, right. Definitely learn from it, you heard? Yeah, that's my bro, Fat Cav, you heard? Yeah, that's my bro right there, Fat Cav, you heard? Yo, Fat Kev is a good dude, you heard? Southside. Yo, look at me, Fat Kev, and Tay Shooter. 89th Ave. This 89th Ave in Queens behind the Coliseum, you heard? Mikey B, Fat Kev, and Tay Shooter, you heard? Yo, Tay, salute. Salute to the bro Tay, man. Salute to Dante, you heard? That's on 89th Ave in Queens right there. My son Dante, he had the books before me. Yo, word, man. I ain't gonna lie. They tripped, they wild out, though, you heard? Where's it at? Where's my guy George at? Where's my guy George at? Let me show you this real quick. Hell, I got all these pictures. Damn. Oh, there go my guy George. Yo, check it out, y'all. This how Queens pulled up when I first came home. These motherfuckers pulled up with a big ass black Sprinter. They got the whole gang in this shit. This how they pulled up at my house when I first came home. They pulled up on the Sprinter. They pulled up on the crib with the big Sprinter. They pulled up at the crib with the big Sprinter. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Daddy's home. Yeah, that's how Queens pulled up on me in a Sprinter when I first came home, yo. That's my man George right there. George was like, yo, listen, God, I ain't think you was ever coming home. Yo, Gio, salute, bro. Salute to my bro. He was like, yo, bro, I ain't think you was ever coming home, bro. Getting on the hands up. Look at them. Yo, Myrna Janelle, what up? The kid, what up? It's a beautiful thing. They pulled up on a beloved. They at the crib. They got the big Sprinter. We litty out here. The big Sprinter with George driving. They got the big Sprinter out here. That's inside my crib right here. Salute to my bro Skane Dollar, man. That's Skane right there. No, your family is here. Your family is here. Hype it. 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 Yo, when I came home, they was in my crib. Hype, y'all. Yo, they took me out. Yo, we was wilding, y'all. You already know, you heard. Nah, we was chilling though. We was going. We was everywhere.
Okay. You can't move that. I'm back. Turn that shit up. We lit. You know. That's a fact. Woo. Yeah. Go, Josh.
Oh, look. Yeah, we had a good ass time, man. I gotta give y'all some footage from when I first popped out. Gotta give y'all some footage from when I first popped out, you heard? But nah, yo, this is a good one, man. You know what I mean? It's a good one, man. I ain't gonna lie. 21, man. I'm glad he came back and straightened that out with everybody, you heard? I'm glad he straightened that out, you know what I mean? This is a good live, you heard? I just wanted to tap with y'all. I ain't been up here in a minute. Um, I might be back for the holidays. I'm gonna pop back out for the holidays with y'all, you know what I mean? Give y'all some more content, you heard? You know what we do up here. Um, this is a good one, you heard? But understand the bigger implications, you know what I mean? Anytime somebody's saying, and I'm not saying like, we all ain't involved in the streets, but when you talk streets, when you say streets in America, you talking black people. It's nowhere getting you talking black and brown people. You know what I'm saying? You talking black and brown. You talking about impoverished people. You talking about the voiceless, ghetto living. That's where we've been at for the last 50, 60 years. You know what I'm saying? In America, you heard? That's so when you hear that, understand that they talking about your people, it's about you, about your family. Ain't no way of getting around that. You know what I'm saying? When these dudes in the industry is saying that, that's a dog whistle for them. When they saying F the streets, they saying F these street dudes. They already was saying it because they already went into these rooms. They already went into these rooms and they did what was best for themselves and their lives, not what was best in the streets, not what was in accordance with the streets. So they already turned from the streets. They been off the streets. They just telling us that now. They been. They mind, they body, they actions have been removed from the streets. They been off street time. They been off that shit, you heard? They been off that. We just ain't know it. Or some of y'all, I've been knew these dudes. You can tell these dudes is not gonna do the right thing. Certain stuff, you heard? But yeah, bro, this is a good live. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably pop back out. I'm gonna pop back out y'all at y'all again before the holidays, around the holidays, you heard? You already know what it is, man. It's Mr. Hood Love Mikey B. This Hood Love TV where you live, love, and learn. Hopefully y'all learned something tonight. Share the live with somebody that can use the information. Y'all know what it is, man. If you ain't hit the like button on the way in, man, hit the like button on the way out, you heard? I'll be back, man. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so y'all know when I'll be live. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the way out, man. You already know what it is. Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B, man. No F the streets. F you. We love our peoples, no matter where they at. They can be in the streets. They can be in a prison. They can be in a gang. We love our peoples. Don't never think we don't love our peoples. We might not like the actions, and we might not like the things that they do, but we love our peoples. We love our peoples no matter where they at. And we don't care about what y'all dudes say that did bad or trying to get a bag out here on the internet. We ain't going for that shit. We not going for that. We love our peoples, bro, no matter where they at. If they in a hood, if they in a Hollywood. If they are our peoples, we love our people. We loving on our peoples, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we keeping it for 2026. You know, when these dudes are shooting this stuff out there, jump on it. Jump right on it, you heard? You already know what it is, man. Mr. Hall love Mikey B, man. Salute, man.